Welcome to Traveler's Tales. I am your host, Greg Alonzo. Today I will be your guide through history as we take a look at the truth behind the Da Vinci Code. Before we begin, just a quick reminder to like, comment, and subscribe to Traveler's Tales. This really is the best way to help our channel grow. Moving right along, mythology tells us one thing, while archaeology tells us another. Did the bloodline of Jesus Christ survive his crucifixion? Were the authors of Holy Blood, Holy Grail, Michael Bagent, Richard Lee, and Henry Lincoln correct in their assertions that the bloodline of Jesus Christ married into the royal house of Merovingian? What of Dan Brown's novel, The Da Vinci Code? Was any of this story feasible? Today I will answer these questions as we clear up these myths and legends surrounding the enigmatic life of the man that many believe to be God. In 1982, Michael Bagent, Richard Lee, and Henry Lincoln published Holy Blood, Holy Grail. The authors put forth the hypothesis that the historical Jesus married Mary Magdalene, had one or more children, and those children or their descendants emigrated to what is now southern France. Once there, they intermarried with the noble families that would eventually become the Merovingian dynasty. These nobles held special claim to the throne of France. Their cause is championed today by a secret society known as the Priory of Sion. The authors also contend that the legendary Holy Grail is simultaneously the womb of Mary Magdalene and the sacred bloodline that she gave birth to. How did this all come about? Henry Lincoln approached BBC Two about producing a documentary for their Chronicle series. The program proved to be so popular that a total of 3 episodes were made. Lincoln then approached Bagent and Lee to collaborate with him and write a book. Lastly, one of the books that influenced the project was the 1967 Les Trésors Maudits by Gérard Desailles, who also collaborated with Pierre Plantard. In 2003, Dan Brown published his runaway best-selling novel, The Da Vinci Code. The story follows Robert Langdon, a symbologist, and a cryptologist by the name of Sophie Nouveau, after a murder in Paris at the Louvre Museum. They soon became entangled in a dispute between the Priory Sion and Opus Dei over the possibility of Jesus and Mary Magdalene having a child together. The novel explores an alternative religious history. The central plot is that the Merovingian kings of France were descended from the bloodline of Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene. These ideas were derived from Clive Prince's work, The Templar Revelation, and the books by Margaret Starbird and Holy Blood, Holy Grail. The Da Vinci Code provoked a popular interest in the speculation concerning the Holy Grail and Mary Magdalene's role in the history of Christianity. Dan Brown's novel has been denounced by many Christian denominations and is seen as an attack on the Catholic Church. The Da Vinci Code has also been consistently criticized by scholars for its historical and scientific inaccuracies. These inaccuracies include fictitious description of the aspects of Christianity and descriptions of European art, history, and architecture. In fact, several reviewers called the book everything from a notorious hoax, rank nonsense, and bogus. This is due to the fact that the novel is heavily based on the fabrications of Pierre Plantard. Plantard, who has been asserted to have created the fictitious Priory of Sion back in 1956. What about the Merovingians? Did this noble French family include the holy bloodline of Jesus Christ? Let's begin by taking a look at the history of this Frankish dynasty. The Merovingian family ruled the Franks from around the middle of the 5th century until the year 751. They first appeared as the kings of the Franks in the Roman army of northern Gaul. By 509, they had united all of the Franks and northern Gallo-Romans under their rule. They conquered most of Gaul, defeating the Visigoths in 507. By 538, they had defeated the Burgundians and extended their rule into Raetia in 537. At this time, the Germani, the Alemanni, Bavaria, and Saxons accepted their lordship. The Merovingian realm was the largest and most powerful of the states of Western Europe following the breakup of the Empire of Theodoric the Great. The name of the dynasty stems from the medieval Latin Merovingi, meaning sons of Merovich. The name actually derives from the Salian Frank king, Merovich. He ruled in the area which is now the Netherlands. The Merovingians never claimed any descent from God, the historical Jesus or Mary Magdalene, nor did they in any way regard themselves as sacred. The long hair of the Merovingians distinguished them from among the Franks, who commonly cut their hair short. Contemporaries sometimes referred to them as the long-haired kings. In Latin, this is translated as Reges Creniti. A Merovingian whose hair was cut could not rule. Anyone who had been tonsured, which is the practice of cutting or shaving some of or all of the parts of the hair or scalp as a sign of religious humility, could not rule. When did the Merovingians convert to Christianity? It was under the reign of King Clovis in the year of 508 that he converted to Nicene Christianity. This is the practice that adheres to the teaching of the Nicene Creed. Still no claim made that Jesus had any part in their bloodline. In this video, we have endeavored to clear up any misconceptions concerning the Merovingian dynasty and if they had any links to the historical Jesus of Nazareth and Mary Magdalene. What do you think? Did Jesus' bloodline in fact marry into the Merovingian dynasty? Don't hesitate to let us know your thoughts. This brings us to the end of The Truth Behind the Da Vinci Code. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Traveler's Tales. Until we meet again at the crossroads of folklore and fact, Cartistos.